Welcome to season 2 of the LB Show. I'm LB. This season, we're changing it up just a little bit. We're giving you more facts and less opinion. Make sure you go to our website to check out all of our resources so that you can do some additional research on your own. Now, prepare to get stung because the solve is not included. Are you ready? I'm coming in hot. Now, we have been talking about double standards this whole season, okay? And, we're in the studio, obviously, and my team, they like to do stuff to get me riled up before we start filming. Here we go. Now, we're talking about the new double standard. In the last 24 months, we have all witnessed this unprecedented evolution of our culture where double standards have become the new normal. It's accepted across the board. Let's start from the top and take it down. Now, Van Jones, y'all know who Van Jones is. He's on CNN. He's a political commentator, and he be getting his licks in all the time because he don't hold no fucking punches. We love you, Van. Keep it up. He said, while Trump gets to be lawless, Kamala Harris has to be flawless. Kamala Harris had to be the epitome of perfection, and she still didn't win. This educated woman of color who was a district attorney, ran a state attorney's office, senator, vice president, overly qualified to run our country, lost the election because uneducated people voted for a person who does not give a fuck about them. Period. Dot. Now, I had to take a little breath because this shit really pisses me the fuck off. I don't understand what people are doing and why they voted the way that they did. You think that somebody who is a billionaire, and I say that in quotations because he ain't never showed no tax returns and he done filed bankruptcy chapter 11 so many times. We don't know how much money that man got for real. And he started off with a business loan from his daddy for $10 million. And his daddy was a slumlord. I digress. Vice President Kamala Harris was held to an impossible standard. Hillary Clinton, when she ran for office, who is also a highly educated woman, was held to an impossible standard. There were several things that hurt Hillary in her quest for her presidential candidacy. There were several. But none of them made her become a convicted felon 30 plus times. She didn't rape nobody. She wasn't stealing money from people. She wasn't discriminating in housing, I should say. She wasn't doing none of that. She did some fucked up shit, I ain't gonna lie. She did. But she's not a convicted felon, which is what we have now. If there was another person who was a convicted felon that was cleared by a whole party to run for the highest office in our nation, that would never happen. You would never have a person of color who was a convicted felon over 30 times be cleared by your national party to run for the president of the United States of America. This is where we are. We are in the fucking twilight zone. I don't understand why we got here, but I do understand why people are leaving here. The fact that people wanted to claim that Kamala Harris was a DEI hire and that she slept her way to the top is a slap in the fucking face. So you mean to tell me that a woman of color, or any woman for that matter, cannot go to college, get an education, go to law school, get a law degree, start her career, a very good one, where she did very amazing things in her career by helping to keep a lot of black men out of prison for mistakes that they made before they were legal. Go on to represent a state in the Senate, go on to become the vice president without her sleeping her way to the top. She can't just be a hard worker. She can't just be focused and determined. She can't have her eye on the prize and figure out her path of how to get to where she want to be. She can't do that. She got to be a DEI hire, huh? That's what you're reducing her career to? She can't just be qualified. Because that would just make too much sense. That she's a smart individual and that she's actually qualified for the jobs that she's had over time. No? Okay. Cool. Not cool. You got soon to be, well, you got somebody in office that is an indicted, tried, and convicted felon. Y'all need to take that off the job requirements. That you can't be a convicted felon and work at these companies. Because if you can be a convicted felon and run the nation, you should be able to be a convicted felon and work anywhere in America. Because that's the standard that you have now set. You set the president. You set the standard. That it was okay to hire convicted felons. So let's make that go away. Because this is where we are right now. You think that he cares about you, you low income, Medicaid having people that are on welfare that get aid from your state? You think he cares about you? Do you understand that you're about to start paying more in taxes, not less? If you are not a part of the 1% of America that makes over, I think it's like $350,000 or $450,000 a year, that you're going to be paying more in taxes and not less? Do you understand that? If you're wealthy, you're getting almost a $40,000 tax break. If you are poor, you're paying almost $7,000 more in taxes. You cannot afford that. And that is what is about to happen. But keep on. So, where we're going next is we want to talk about how there are people in this world, in this country, that acknowledge that there are problems, but they're doing everything that they can within their power to not solve them. So, case in point, number 1. Programs that are targeted as promoting race or sex-based discrimination in violation of the Civil Rights Act and Title IX Act regulations. Federal civil rights complaints against the University of Rhode Island, alleging that 51 of the school scholarships illegally discriminate on the basis of sex and race. Several scholarships are given exclusively or preferably to African American or female students. Now, for all of you out there that maybe have gone to college before, spent a little time in college, you understand that college is expensive. When you go to college, some schools, all schools have some type of merit-based program or scholarship that you can apply for. If you get good grades in high school, you can get academic scholarship. If you're an athlete, you can get an athletic scholarship. You may be able to get a music scholarship or a dance scholarship or cheer or something that is beneficial for both parties. Beneficial for you as a student, beneficial for the school. Now, a lot of schools of late have been trying to recruit more minorities because they realize that they are lacking in their student population of diversity. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are not bad things. So this particular group has decided to pursue all of these lawsuits to say, hey, we don't really care that you're giving scholarships to African Americans and female students. You need to stop. We don't really care that you need more of these type of students at your school. You need to stop. It's not fair to white men that you're giving them these scholarships. It doesn't matter that their parents can afford to send them to school. That's irrelevant. You need to stop. Stop giving these black people and these women scholarships so they can come to your school because it's unfair to the white man. Case number 2. The Black Male Initiative, along with the Black Achievement Program at Northern Illinois University, are now targets of a federal civil rights complaints filed by the same legal conservative group. The complaint alleges that the two programs run by NIU Center for Black Students unlawfully discriminates based on race and sex in violation of the Constitution in 2025. Now, this program was used to help Black students, specifically Black men, to graduate. There is a high rate, and you can look up this information on the census, census.gov, because it's there. The graduation rates of students from college. Now, there could be a high number of Black male students that start school, but the number of them finishing school is low. So what NIU tried to do was to help facilitate so that Black male students could graduate and graduate on time. The school saw that there was a problem, and the students, along with the school, tried to put something in place to help solve this problem. But this group said, oh no, we know that it's a problem that your school is having issue with Black males graduating, but you need to stop giving them preferential treatment or special treatment because white male students are not getting the same thing. White male students graduate at a higher rate. They don't need help. Case in point, number 3. The University of Minnesota Twin Cities has a program called Design Justice, and Design Justice program has different elements. It is accused of segregating students by race. The program is open to BIPOC, which means all people of color, not just Black people. If you don't know what BIPOC means, it's Black, Indigenous, people of color. So that means all minorities. Black people, Native American people, Asian people, Hispanic people. Minorities. Minorities, which means that they are not in the majority. White men. They said that this program, which by the way, has white allies that were members and participants, was not fair because they segregated events. The events, especially the ones that were for allies, were open to everyone. But oh no. Oh no. We need to be a part of this BIPOC community. The last time I checked, white men were not minorities. I mean, unless something happened, that's why they got rid of Roe. That's why they got rid of Roe versus Wade, because it wasn't about, really, it's not about women not receiving health care. It's about growing the white population, because women are having far less children than they did back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Because guess what women get to do now? Go to work. They can also choose to be in a relationship with another woman if they want to publicly, which means that they don't have to procreate with a man, which means that they don't have to have as many kids as the man wants them to have, which means that they can say no if they want to. Because guess what we have as women? Brains. We're capable of thinking. We're capable of making decisions. We're capable of making sound decisions. We're capable of living our lives the way that we see fit and not the way that you dictate we need to. So, because they said that this program at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities is segregated, they are also being sued by the same group of people. Isn't that just PG? Case in point number 4. A complaint was filed with the Department of Education, which, by the way, could be on its way out the door. You know what I'm saying? Alleging that the men of color in at least 8 California State University campuses, including Cal Poly, have violated federal civil rights laws. Cal Poly's Men of Color initiative is called discriminatory in a federal complaint. The initiative focuses on increasing graduation and retention rates and strengthening the sense of community for male students of color. So that's not just Black men. That would be Hispanic men, that would be Asian men, that would be Native American men, that would be any person of color. But white men have a problem with that because they're not included. Why do you need to be included in our stuff when you got everything? You got the benefit of the doubt. You got the freedom to go shoot up a church and then go to Burger King afterwards before you go to jail. You got the freedom to leave your state, go to another state, and shoot up people during a riot because a Black man was murdered in the street by the police. You got the right to knock down an old man on the side of the street and keep walking like it didn't just happen while he bleeds from his skull. You got the right to shoot up a school and then walk away scot-free, go into hiding. You got the right to take a compound, that is full of other men, women, and children and have a standoff with the federal government for 20-something days, like that's the thing to do. You got the right to blow out windows in a Las Vegas hotel and shoot up a crowd of concert goers. You got that right. You got everything. So why are you trying to be all up in our shit? You got plenty of your own shit. You got the right to blow up government buildings. You got that right. Yep. You got all that shit. You got the right to have legacy quotas to get you into school when you got a D average. You got that right. Yeah. You got the right to run the country right into the ground because you have money. You got that right. Yep. You got the right of having privilege and influence and power over everything and everybody else because your skin is white. You got the right to be a benefactor of enslavement 200 years later. You still got that right. Yep. Cool. So, like I said, I was coming in hot. Today's quote I'm going to leave you with. The paradox of double standards is that they are the standard. We might look around pointing fingers to each other, but that is our reality. We live in a time now where our culture flows comfortably on a river of double standards. Marisol Pons. Come back next time because we got more to talk. Thanks for tuning in to the LB Show. We hope you learned something today. The conversation doesn't end here. Send this to 2 people and keep it buzzing.